It's on the 1-yard line. 3rd down and goal to go. Penalty flags are down. The Giants have put it in the end zone. Let's wait for the officials and the penalty.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone out there who's been watching my videos. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. If you give this video maybe a thumbs up or possibly leave a comment below or maybe share this video, it would mean so much to me. But just anyway, just thank you so much for just taking time out of your day to watch this video. Thank you. Okay, so now I got the PFF, okay, the team and player grades. I got the team grades, which includes the team, their grades, all the weeks combined, okay, 1 through 5. And then I got the player grades for their, the week 5 thrashing that they got from the Cowboys 2 days ago. So we got, the team grades, right, the overall for the Giants, from PFF, the Giants, overall. Giants number 27. PFF has them at a 67 overall. Their offensive grade. Okay, they're number 21. PFF has them at a 70.5. Okay, well, the offensive grade overall, the Cowboys are number 1, 89.3 overall. The Giants passing grade. Now, the Giants were number 2, but of course, when you have, out of your 11 starters, 8 of them are hurt, and you only have 3 guys in there, your passing grade is going to take a little bit of a tumble. And they were number 2, okay? Tampa was number 1, and the Giants were number 2. Giants are number 6 now, okay? Seattle is number 2 at 88.5. Minnesota's number 2 at 88.5. Chargers number 4, 87.5. Arizona Cardinals 85.4. And the Giants are number 6, 84.1. However, the Giants are number 6, okay, at 84.1, only have 3 starters on offense in there. And the quarterback's not one of them. The other 5 teams in front of them all have the starting quarterbacks. I can guarantee you. You take Tom Brady out of there, you take Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, and you take like 7 other of their starters out, yeah, their passing grades aren't that good. So, unfortunately, guys, the Giants just, it ain't their season. And there's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing you can do about it. All right, then we got the pass blocking grade. The Giants pass blocking grade. They're number 23 at a 53.9. Let's see. The receiving grade for their offense, the Giants' receiving grade is a 71.6. They're number 18. Their running grade, let's see, this ought to be a beauty. Running grade. All right, the Giants. Okay, Giants are last. 32nd. The running grade is a 55.7. They're dead last. All right, then we got next, we have the run blocking grade. They're number 23, run blocking grade. They're 57.9. The defensive grade, here we go. Last year, they were 13th, I believe it was. Now the Giants' defensive grade, okay, they're number 27. They got a 55.4. The run defense, Giants run defense, they're 23rd. They're a 53.4 run defense. Their tackling grade, Pro Football Focus has them, okay, number 12, 57.8, which is still not very good. Pass rushing. All right, the Raiders, huh? Whoa, Raiders are number 1, 86.7. And, of course, Washington football team, 84.6. They're number 2. The Eagles, 80.1. Very good. All right, the Giants are number 24. They're 65.6. Their pass rushing grade. Their coverage grade. Let's see, the Giants are 23rd. Their coverage grade is a 50.6. Look at this. The Buffalo Bills, their pass coverage grade is an 83.6. 83.6. Absolutely unbelievable. All right, the Giants special teams. Giants are number 30th special teams. They're rated out of the 60. Wow. All right, let's see now here. We got, let's see, the player grades against the Cowboys this past weekend. The offensive player grades against the Cowboys 2 days ago. No surprise here, Kadarius Toney, right? And he graded out at a 92.4. And you know something? It's just unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. Okay, let's see. Okay, there was 68 plays. The Giants had 68 plays on offense, apparently. There's Will Hernandez. So let's see. Daniel Jones was 29. I just want to make sure here. And Mike Lennon, 29. Yeah, okay, it was 68. Okay. Kadarius Toney was only in for 37 plays, and he had 10 receptions. Better than 1 out of every 4 plays he was on the field for. He caught a pass. And he had 189 yards receiving. He played 37 plays, 10 receptions, 189 yards. I mean, basically, he played like almost half the plays. A little less than half the plays. Oh, I'm sorry, he played a little bit more than half the plays. Okay? But you can imagine if he played all 68 plays. I mean, he would have had 15, 16, 17 receptions. I mean, could you imagine he would have had over 300 yards receiving? If he was in there for every play, he might have broke the NFL record for receiving yards in a game. Wow. So he was a 92.4. All right, then the next closest guy is 23 points away from that. The next guy, all right, who played all the plays at right tackle, Matt Parrott. Second guy, he's a 69.8 he graded out at. Pass blocking grade, 72.6, Matt Parrott. 68 plays, he graded out at a 69.8. You know something? I'm gonna continue down the list. You know something? I think the man's ready. I think that you drafted him 3rd round last year. The dude is ready. Put him in. No more of this Nate Solder bullshit. Unbelievable. And his run blocking grade was a 64.7. You know, I mean, we're not talking Hall of Fame material here. You know, we're not asking for Hall of Fame material. 64.7. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Okay? All right, 3rd on the list. All right? Evan Ingram. He was rated out of the 69. Okay, all right. Will Hernandez. All right, he graded out of 65.8. His pass blocking grade is 75.2. Fantastic. Run blocking grade, 59.5. Now, Rob Sale's really got to be helping out a lot with this pass blocking. It's just kind of wondering why we're not getting better with the run blocking. We were better. It seemed like we were better last year running the ball than this year. I wonder if that just takes more time or what. But I mean, yeah, 75.2 from Will Hernandez. Unfortunately, sadly, I hate that. If he winds up having a nice season, I don't know if we're going to be able to afford to keep him next year. But we do have some good high draft choices, so unfortunately we might have to replace him. Unfortunately, because we may not be able to afford to sign him. I got Daniel Jones before he got concussion. He was 5th. He graded out of 65. Okay, his passing wasn't. His yards per attempt and all were very good, but his passing was not. You know, he wasn't into the flow of the game yet and all and everything, and it is what it is. But C.J. Board was a 64. Saquon Barkley was a 61.6. He was in there for 6 frickin' plays. Unbelievable. Absolutely. I mean, if you see the highlight of watching him, I mean, he's wide open. He's like 6, 7 yards down the field. Daniel Jones sails the ball way over his head and over the defender's head. I don't know if it was Micah Parsons in the background covering him, but Micah Parsons was quite a few feet away. Saquon was wide open. If Daniel Jones wasn't all fired, it's sixth play of the game. Daniel Jones had to be all fired up and hyped up. He's just trying to gun it in. And that's what usually winds up happening when you're all fired up and everything. You throw the ball high. That's probably what happened. Because if you look at the replay, Saquon's wide open. If he was more calm, a little more relaxed, throws the ball, dumps it off to him, Saquon catches it, plants. Because what happened was the ball went over Saquon's head, so Saquon's like looking this way, but Saquon was still running. So he didn't see the Cowboys' foot that he stepped on accidentally. Because he's looking like down the field. He's looking like that, and before he knows, he steps on the Cowboys' foot, and that was out. But if Daniel Jones would have hit him, he could have gotten in stride, wouldn't have stepped on the guy's foot, and would have took off, and he wouldn't be hurt. I can't say it would have been a different ball game, but he wouldn't have the low ankle sprain that he has right now. All right, then we got Kyle Rudolph, who's 59.6. Caden Smith, 59.2. Okay, so this game our tight ends did pretty well, graded out pretty well. Okay, that hasn't been the case in past. Billy Price, respectable, 57.6. Wes Martin, thank God he came in. I'll just go over this. Okay, 53.6. Okay, he was the left guard. Okay. Mike Glennon came in off the bench to the 53.3. I mean, he threw a pick six, threw another interception, but all in all, as I said, once again, he's in there with backups, okay, going against the starting defense. So, nobody's going to be successful. Mike Glennon did a pretty darn good job. I said he was 53.3. But I said, Wes Martin, thank goodness we put him in, because Matt Skura, wow. He didn't do too badly last week, but he graded out a 53. All right? He was in there for 29 plays. Matt Skura's passing grade, 0. He was a 0. So we put Wes Martin in there. Okay, took his place. And Wes Martin graded out a 53.6. But Wes Martin's pass blocking grade was a 50.1. Certainly not super spectacular, but better than the 0. Matt Skura was way over his head in this game. John Ross was after that. John Ross graded out a 52.9. Kenny Galladay was a 52.6. He hyperextended his knee. Apparently, listening to him talk, he hyperextended his knee, and he still played. And they said the pain just got worse and worse, and it just got too unbearable, and he just took himself, I guess, out of the game or whatever it was. So he was running around there hurt. So this is his fourth day. He had the hamstring, right? He had a hip problem, he had the groin, and now he's got his knee. So this is the fourth different injury Kenny Galladay's had. We've only been playing for 5 games. Colin Johnson, he graded out a 51.9. Elijah Penny graded out a 50.1. Devontae Booker graded out a 47.9. And then last but not least, we have Nate Solder, graded out a 38.8. Pass blocking grade for Nate Solder. He's our left tackle. He graded out at a 14.8. And you wonder why, we gave up no sacks. I have no idea how Nate Solder at a 14.8. Okay, and Matt Skura at a 0 pass block grade, and we gave up no sacks. I gave up 7 quarterback hits, I think it was. Micah Parsons had 3 of them, but I'm kind of wondering how we had no quarterback sacks. I'm dumbfounded on that one. But you know what? Nate Solder, pass block grade, it's a left tackle, okay. But he was a 14.8. Matt Parrott, pass block grade, was a 72.6. He was 58 points higher. Okay, I think it's time to have Nate ride the bench there. Let's put Matt in there. I don't want to say. You can't go to Joe Judge and say, "Hey, Joe, the season's a lost cause. It's over with. Let's just start putting this." And technically it's not. I mean, there's only 5 games in. I mean, we still got 12 games to go. I mean, theoretically, the Giants could be 13-5. Not happening, but you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's somewhere along the line, it's going to start turning into that, unfortunately. And you know, I think we need to have Matt Parrott just get him in there, because when next season rolls around, it's going to be Matt Parrott's 3rd season. We only have him for 2 more seasons. We got, you know, next year will be his 3rd, and then the 4th. We only got him 2 more years, right? Wouldn't it be good to get him as much experience as we can right now, so when next season rolls around, and if we're lucky, if we're blessed by the football gods, and we're actually allowed to play football without every other play at one of our first stringers, you know, getting injured. You know, if we're actually allowed to play football without getting injured every other play, right? Well, wouldn't that be a miracle, huh? You know, wouldn't it be nice if Matt Parrott had a lot of experience under his... Because last year he only had like 150 snaps there, and he graded out in the 60s last year. Wouldn't it be a good idea? Just get the guy in there, let him ride it out. I mean, when Andrew Thomas comes back, because Andrew Thomas, if he's not back this week, it should be the next week. You know, he'll be back soon. So wouldn't it be great? Our 2 guys have been in their 2nd season, both of them. Just put them out there, right? Okay, all right. So that's enough for the offense. Now we go to the defense. All right, defense. Okay, here we go. Julian Love, Mr. Duct Tape. He was phenomenal. He graded out an 80. Fantastic. Then we got Austin Johnson, right? Got a sack. He graded out a 64.7. Lorenzo Carter. I can't believe he graded out a 63.6. I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, probably because also, you know, they had the 1 interception. I'm sure that helped. Let me just check on him here. Lorenzo Carter. Let me see what he graded out at. Yeah, I mean, against New Orleans, he graded out a 48.9. Against Atlanta, he graded out a 49.3. Washington was a 58.2. Denver was a 62.2. So this week here against Dallas was his best grade so far this season. Still doesn't have a sack. Him or the X-Man. So unfortunately, this will be probably Lorenzo Carter's last year with the Giants. Quincy Roach, outside linebacker, was graded out at 63.3. Danny Shelton, who got half a sack, he graded out at 62.6. Dexter Lawrence had another decent game. He graded out at 61.3. Darnay Holmes played 1 snap. Graded out at 60.4. I don't know. It's just like last year. It just like seemed so promising. It seemed like we had our slot cornerback, but it just one year he's looking promising. The next year it's like, well, we have Aaron Robinson hopefully coming off the PUP list, and apparently he's going to be sliding in there. So hopefully if we're lucky and we're going to get one of our injured players back, hopefully it'll be interesting to see what he can do. Because if he comes back after like the 6th week of the 7th, he'll have like 10 games or so. Hopefully, if he can stay healthy under his belt for next season, all right, then I'll only help him out, help him and the Giants out. Okay, so we got Raymond Johnson the 3rd. He graded out at 59.7. Reggie Ragland, he graded out at 59.7. James Bradbury graded out at 57.7. Leonard Williams had a rough day. He graded out at 56.2. Adoree Jackson graded out at 55.4. Logan Ryan graded out at 51.9. Xavier McKinney, 51.7. Azeez Ojulari graded out at 48.4. Darius Williams, he graded out at 48.4. He only played 12 snaps. He's hurt. I think he's out for the season as well. The X-Man, Oshane Ximines, he graded out at 46.7. He's just been disappointing. Carter Coughlin got in there for 11 plays. He graded out at 34.6. And last but not least, Mr. Irrelevant, Ty Crowder, he graded out at 28.7. I mean, I'll tell you, man, there's not much good news going on here on the defense. Not much good news at all. I mean, what happened between last year, and I know we lost that Blake Martinez, you know, we didn't sign Dalvin Tomlinson, you know, he went, but I mean, it's just mind-boggling, really head-scratcher. You know, because we did add some firepower to the defense, and we're just worse. And, you know, it's not going to get any easier because we're playing to get the Rams coming up this weekend. And apparently what I saw, we're home. New York Giants are home, and they're 10.5-point underdogs at home against the Rams. Well, I mean, you know, most teams would be close to that. As I said, I keep beating a dead horse here. Sorry, but I mean, Giants have three starters on the offense. That's all. Everybody else is a backup, and it's gonna be hard to win any football games at all. So tomorrow I'll go over why I wound up here, like as far as the injuries. You know, like with Darius Williams, Kadarius Toney, he's hurt. Obviously more on Kenny Galladay. Let's see what else going on with Daniel Jones. What's going on with Saquon Barkley. I'll go over that tomorrow. Then what Van Der Esch said, a little comment what Van Der Esch said about the New York Giants, and I kind of agree with him. I'm going to go over that. And also, apparently, when the Las Vegas Raiders come to town in a few weeks, apparently, they're going to have a new head coach. All that tomorrow and more. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!